Welcome back to Wargaming Shut Up and Jam. This is the Scenario 2, Two Fronts video, and we're going to discuss what the scenario is and maybe a little bit more.
So Scenario 2 uses skill box, just like 1 through 4. It is a 2-zone, 2-objective format. Each player has their own zone and their own objective in the center of that zone. The zones used are the 6x12 inch rectangles. As with all of the scenarios, you will win if you have 5 control points or more, and more control points than your opponent at any given time. Which you score control points at the end of each turn, so that'll be at the end of any turn.
Okay.
In this scenario, the zones are placed slightly off center. Your own zone closer to you than your opponent, and as usual with all of the other ones, the second player has a slightly larger deployment zone to get further up on the table in the first turn. You can dominate your own zone for 1 control point. This is using your Warlock or Warcaster, remember. You can control your enemy's zone for 1 control point, or you can dominate it for 2 control points, which means if you can force your opponent out of their own zone after destroying their objective, you start scoring 2 points a turn.
Okay.
And you can destroy your enemy objective for 1 control point, which again will be your only option to earn control points from the enemy zone.
So now you can only control or contest with your Warcaster or Warlock.
No, you can contest with anything.
Okay.
Your Warlock Warcaster actually cannot contest.
Okay, but the Warlock or Warcaster is the only thing that can actually earn you points.
No, can dominate. Anything can control.
Okay.
Yeah, anything that isn't your Warlock or Warcaster can control.
Okay. I was just wondering, what's going to be better? Are you going to be better off focusing on your own? Or are you going to be better off pushing your opponent off? I mean, I don't know.
That's going to vary by army.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, certain armies will be slower and better suited to defending their own objective and just wearing their opponents out with attrition, contesting their zone while just scoring control points from your own zone.
Okay.
Actually, sorry, you can only dominate your own control zone, so I should just mention that. So you park your Warcaster Warlock in your own zone, start dominating it, and just deny your opponent's CP.
Okay.
That's one strategy. Blitzing their zone is another strategy, which they can choose to fight you on or blitz your zone in response. So you can just have your armies sort of passing each other on the table going, hi! And then trying to destroy your enemy objective and dominate their zone.
Okay. That's interesting. This one definitely seems a lot more complicated than the first one.
Of course, because it's got the 2 zones instead of the 1. Yeah. It's very similar to the first zone, except instead of 1 zone, first scenario, except instead of 1 zone connecting the 2 objectives, you each have your own zone and they're separated.
Yeah. So
you have more options, and at the same time, more varied sort of strategies.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's pretty much all we have to say about that one. I mean, that one, I'm going to need more experience, obviously, playing that one before I have any idea.
Any of them?
I don't know. I'm pretty confident. Like the first one, I'm pretty happy with.
I guess.
I mean, I know how to run up there and just bludgeon you.
Yeah. And you can always win by assassination.
Absolutely.
Still. So.
The omnipresent win condition.
Of course. Universe.
Well, thank you for watching this scenario video. We'll move on to the next one.
We'll be back in a minute.
Stay tuned.
Right after these commercials.
Okay.